Good evening. Namaste. Hi everyone. How are you all?
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening,
Good evening,
sir.
sir.
Long time no see. Hello, Gidri LBM sir. Huh? And Ruchika, you have become more intelligent. You are wearing specs. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, I was wearing specs earlier. Now I removed. So now you can understand what has happened to me. Okay. So yeah. Right. So welcome to the most beautiful session of your life. So this is a session meant for all our May 25 exclusive exam students as well as those who are writing in all subsequent exams because the subject accounts remain more or less same. Yes, present batch students may understand very little, but at least you'll understand, no? Be happy for it. Okay, that's it. So yesterday we had a confidence booster session. I hope you remember those things and you're going to build your examination preparation, exam, etc. based on the same. Right. So let's straight away get into the business. I welcome each one of you to the R2R of May 25 and onwards sessions. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The key to success is to focus on goals, not on obstacles. So, in that O, in the success part of life, there are a lot of O's. Some people read it as obstacles. People like us will read it as opportunities. So convert that obstacles into opportunities. Sir. Don't get into the obstacle. That is a part of the game. Then it always seems impossible until it is done. Everything in life, even when you are a very young kid, you thought eating was impossible, but today you are living only for eating. So that's how Bhavana continues even now, isn't it? Okay. So believe in yourself. I would have told you n number of times. It is not the external color of you. What happened in foundation? Sir, I passed foundation with high mark, foundation with low mark, foundation 2 attempts, PUCI. That thing is relevant here. Past is jump, bundle it, keep it aside. Today, what I am, what preparation I have done. Next one, so, sir, have I prepared enough? All those things, keep it aside. Now onwards, just focus on what is your ultimate goal. Go and give your best shot the way C Institute wants, not the way you want. So the way C Institute, we have done multiple exam session ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, empty mock test papers analysis ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು what is the expectation of C Institute? Accordingly, deliver. So that's what is the requirement of the C Institute as well as the session here. So first 10 minutes we'll be talking generic, next 45 minutes about the subject, then 3 minutes. So general discussion, no subjects are question number 10 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೊಂದು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Then hi bye. So ಓದಮ್ಮ, ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಓದಿ, ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು.
First exam. Hence, be more relaxed.
So as I keep telling, whenever you are writing the first exam of that particular batch, CA foundation irbodu, inter irbodu, that exam always knowingly, unknowingly, inadvertently, or what do you call it, because of the external, you will definitely be pressurized. So pressure idde irutte. Adidre you feel, oh, you are normal. Pressure, yeah, I am normal. That itself will normalize you. First speech of me in C Institute after becoming a chartered accountant, I was very young. So first year itself, I had to go and give a speech to the C Institute, to the chartered accountants who are all grey hair or no hair. So 4:30 was the session. I was literally trembling. At 1 o'clock, I was in my sir's office, Padam sir's office. So I said, see, I have accepted the challenge. Starting, see, going and talking to chartered accountant on income tax, initially, it's not an easy job. So, but literally, so my sir made one sentence. By then only, sir would have given a lot of speeches at various levels. He said, I have already given 100 plus speeches, but even today, when I go to the speech, I'll be a little nervous. That one sentence made me relax. So when stalwart of his stature, if he is getting nervous, it is natural for me also. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ nervous ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ every time. So ನಿಮಗೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ nervous ಅನ್ನ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಂತ don't convert into pressure, tension and phobia. So if you have, it is अच्छा है, go ahead and enjoy. Yes, madam.
First impression is the best impression.
So how you present your answers matters a lot. So which question you start, how you present, extremely important. Next.
Syllabus mainly AS, company accounts, special topics.
Special topics, hardly anything, that is buyback and branch accounts. Next.
Maintaining good pace is very important, accounts being first exam.
Accounts complete ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ ಗೌತಮಿ. Because it's the first paper, our speed will always be slow. We are not used to. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾಳೆ ನಾಡು ದಿನ 1 hour ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟೇ ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದ ವೇ ಸಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಬರ್ರಿ ವೆರಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ 1 hour ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದು ಕೈ ಆದ್ರೂ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೇನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ರೊಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ರೊಟೇಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಎರಡು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಐ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟುಪಿಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಟು ಮೈ ಸರ್ ಈ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೌಲರ್ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಇಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಲೆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಅಮೇಸಿಂಗ್. ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೌಲರ್ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಔಟ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ದಿಸ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಎರಡು ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಯು ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು, ಅದು ಪೇನ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಲರ್ನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಶಟಲ್ ಆಡುವಾಗ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ದಿನಾ ಪೇನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಎರಡು, ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಯು ನೋ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅರ್ಲಿ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ 7 o'clock 8 o'clock whatever, and immediately after the exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ದಟ್ ಯು ಮೇಡ್ ಸಮನ್ ಟು ಲಾಫ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅವರು ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪೇನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಆನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ either pain won't be there or you'll get used to it. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್.
Accounts is high scoring paper.
So accounts is a high scoring paper. Our students have got 100. So 100 you can score easily. Next.
Aim at 100 out of 114. Read questions carefully and answer accordingly. Working notes are very important. Stepwise
Extremely important in accounts. Okay, costing ಅಲ್ಲಿ probably. So working notes ಜೊತೆಗೆ final answer important. ಇಲ್ಲಿ your questions, yesterday also I told this. So Rishika writes with the working note steps, etc. 1 or 2 question matched perfectly. Athwa not even one question match. Still she may end up getting 80, 90. I write without proper working note, but yellow tally agide, perfect agide. I may end up with 45, 50. Second point, everybody after writing accounts exam, 2 hour marks. If the exam is standard, you would have felt, I may not pass, etc. Just write the working note steps, etc. Each one of you, if you follow the steps, working notes, what we are taught, you'll end up getting toughest exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ 50 plus 60 plus minimum. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಂತ ಗಂಗಾಜಲ ಬರೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನೇನೋ ಡ್ರಾಮಾ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ. ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಲಾ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. ದಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ವೇ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್.
Stepwise approach is appreciated by the valuer.
Yes, Suyakta, continue.
Final answer is important, but steps always carries more marks. Final answer tallied, but no workings or step, you may get 50 marks. Final answer matched for 1 or 2 questions with the best workings or steps, you will definitely score 90 plus marks. Course subject to your course, hence enjoy.
So do's and don'ts. Yesterday I told, those who missed Venkat Raghuvandan. Do's.
In the last page rough sheet, 5 to 10 minutes, write points for each questions to be attempted.
Whichever question you are planning to write, so 145 2 o'clock question paper ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ question whatever the points, what they just put ಅದನ್ನ ಟಕ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಬಿಡಿ. 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that. Next.
Working notes. Steps. Reference to correct AS number if known.
With the title. With the title. So when I say AS3, inverted commas, cash note. One place, in one answer you have to mention. Next.
Reference to Companies Act if known. Write correct question number including sub questions.
Sub question miss ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ರಿಷಿಕಾ. ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಸೊ 2A 2B 2C ಹಂಗೆ ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ.
Attempt extra question compulsorily. If out of syllabus, then full marks.
Right side.
Don'ts. Writing AS number when partly sure or not sure. Relaxing before 3 hours.
Exam is easy, average is tough. Exam is exam. Exam is easy ಆದರೆ be happy because easy. Exam is tough, be happy because you are going to pass, others are not, may not pass. Because others are you tough ಅಂತ ಪಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, you are going to pass because you have caps backing, you have got so many sessions happening like this. You just write. No, never in the history of the CA Institute everybody failed ಅಂತ ಬಂದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Okay, it never happened. So who hold the nerve, who We'll stick to the basics, go and write even the toughest of tough paper. Adara barodilla. Idrunu just to the point. But answer to the point very important. That's what you should have learnt by now with multiple mock tests. Next. Keep going. Your mind is a magnet. If you think of blessings, you attract blessings. And if you think of problems, you attract problems. Always cultivate good thoughts. Always remain positive and optimistic. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 10-15 days ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ, ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ, all those. It's very natural. Nothing wrong. You cannot stop the flow, but you can obviously convert that negative into positive. For me, everybody undergoes this. Okay. For me, this is a negative line which is going. It is in my hand to cut it, to make it as a strong positive. So when the line is going like this, okay, if I cut it, it will become a positive. It is in my hand. So you decide, because adanne, if you keep on haunting thoughts, daunting thoughts, ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ that one question I should have done, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಂತ ಆಗೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ತಿಥಿನೇ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಡನ್. ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಓವರ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕಮ್ ಹೋಮ್, ಚಿಲ್, ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್. ಅನಿಲ್ ಇದಾನ, ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದು ನೋಡಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, in order to succeed, we must first believe than we can. So, believe that we can ಅಂತ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. What exactly is this? You cannot, on the t-shirt, you cannot trust in God until you believe in yourself. First you believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, how do you believe in another person who omnipresent ಅಲ್ಲ, ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಇದಾರ ಇರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So first believe in yourself. You have passed all the exam till date, all the exam, you would not have come here. Alva. So same way, only thing is, what matters here is, again I'm stressing, approach, the way C Institute wants. ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, ನಿಮ್ದೇ PUC BCom approach, not going to work. The way in the mock test, especially 2 mock test minimum for every subject you have done, okay, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದು, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕಲೀರಿ. Even extreme case, I am an average student, one question I could not complete, 3-4 questions perfect ಆಗಿ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ I will get 80+, 90+ ಅಂತ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. So predict your future, you can only create it. Yes. So this is a material which is going to be shared with all of you shortly. I'm sorry. So the basics of your foundation. Just to recall, all real accounts are assets, all liabilities are personal account, all, because MCQ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು somewhere. Some personal accounts also will appear on the asset side. Then all nominal accounts will appear in the P&L account. Then dance bhavana. All assets and expense show debit balance, all liabilities and income show credit balance. It is still important because assets and expense increase karna hai debit, liabilities and incomes increase karna hai credit. Opposite is for decrease, the same. Present CA foundation batch. ದಿನಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಶ್ರಮ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ದಿನಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಮೇಸಿಂಗ್, ಅನ್ಬಿಲಿಯಬಲಿ ಅಮೇಸಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಮುದ್ದೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬೇಗ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಮುದ್ದೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಒನ್ಲಿ 10 days ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆ ಥರ ಅಮೇಸಿಂಗ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ಯಂಗ್ ಕಿಡ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದೇ ನೋ. ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ನಮ್ಮವರಿಗೆ ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು, ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ ರಸಂ ಯಾವನಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವೇನ್ರೋ? ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್. I was really stunned. And something very, very, ಒಂದು answer to one of the question. Never in the history of any foundation batch I got it, but they gave ಯಾವುದು discounting the bill with the banker. Foundation kids ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನೋ ಬಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ, ಟಕ್ ಅಂತ ಪೂರ್ವ ನೋ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ನೋ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟನ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್. ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ನೀವು ಹಂಗೆ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅಲ್ವೇನ್ರು. ಸೊ assets and expenses show debit balance. ಅದು entries ಬರಕ್ಕೆ share capital कम करना है, debit करो, because the liability. गौतमी, whereas asset revaluation करना है, fixed asset account increase करना है, debit it. Revaluation is credit. So assets and expense show ದೀಪ. ಅದು ನಾಳೆ ಬೀಚ್ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ, ಇದೇನಿದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀನು ನಾಳೆ ಬೀಚ್ ಹಿಂಗಲ್ವಾ ನಿಂದು, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸರ್ ಮಾಡು. ಮಾಡು ತುಂಬ ಅದು ನಾಳೆ ಬೀಚ್ ಆತ. ಇಕ್ವಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ಲು, ಇಕ್ವಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ ಅವರು. Equivalent. Hi. Okay. So assets and expense should be show the debit balance. Increase karna hai, debit karo. liabilities and income show which balance? It shows the credit balance. Adana increase ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Credit ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Agreed? Yeah. Next. Accounting standards are 5 P's: principles, policies, and practices to be followed while preparing and presenting the financial statements. Accounting standards deals with the RMPD, recognition, measurement, presentation, and disclosure. ಏನೇ ಥಿಯರಿ ಬಂದ್ರು ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತೇನೆ ಭಾವನಾ? ಅಕ್ಕ ಬಂದ್ರ? ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್, ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್, ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ಲೋಸರ್. ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಥಿಯರಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್. ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನು? ಎಸ್ ನಂಬರ್? S9. Next, measurement, inventory valuation ಅಥವಾ PPE ಸುವ್ಯಕ್ತ cost model ಅಥವಾ revaluation model is the measurement once in 3 to 5 years. RMP presentation, so EPS should be presented on the face of the P&L ಅಥವಾ trade payables, micro and small and other enterprises. Then disclosure, every standard will have a disclosure. Okay, at the end in the notes to account, what exactly has happened, what is the working. You get deferred tax. How did you get DTA? How did you get deferred tax liability, J. Kumar? You need to give a working for the same, disclose the same. That's disclosure. So every standard, ಅಥವಾ some of the standard, AS3 is a pure disclosure standard. Existing balance sheet and P&L, I presented under operating, investing, and financing. My present batch students also they should be doing. Whereas AS17, segment reporting, is a disclosure. AS18,
related party disclosure.
Related party disclosure. Name only says related party disclosure. J. Kumar, focus kar rahe. Exam may I'll focus pado. So at various levels, at international level, we have IFRS 1 to 16, which and also IAS 1 to 41. And in India, for companies, for large companies, from financial year 1718, any company which is listed, atava whose net worth is greater than or equal to 250 crores, they must come under Indias. So all IFRS numbers 1 to 16, Anna, we call it as 102, Indias 101 to Indias 116. IAS 1 to 41, Anna, Indias 1 to 41, as it is retained. Other companies, we have to go by ICS standards, AS 1 to 29. Your syllabus mainly consists of AS 1 to 29. So level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, accounts, auditing, ಎರಡು ಕಡೆನೂ important. Income tax ಅಲ್ಲಿ accrual method of accounting follow ಮಾಡುವಾಗ you have to follow ICDS for business income as well as 28/56 income from other source, right? So objectives, so UCRR, uniformity, comparability, relevance, relatability, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ಟ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಬರೀ, right? Now your main syllabus is mainly the AS1. Disclosure of ಇದು summary ಏನ್ ಮರಿ summary summary. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ 200 ಪೇಜ್ ಬುಕ್, ಅದು ಬೇಸ್, ಅದು ಗೀತಾ, ಬೈಬಲ್, ಕುರಾನ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ, ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ಲೋಜರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್, ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್, all the subsequent standards is important point for it. AS2, accounting policy, inventory valuation is cost or NRV, whichever is less. AS3, cash flows are classified under operating, investing, financing. PPE is measured under the cost model, revaluation when you do it, upward or downward. Something you write. Investments, present batch, or current or is it a long-term investments. Accounting policy of valuation of current, cost or fair value, whichever is less. Long-term investment, Samhita, at cost, unless there is a diminution in the value, otherwise than by temporary in nature. Ade word barbeku, permanent alla, permanent alla, okay? Otherwise than by temporary in nature. So that is what is called valuation. So adra ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೆ. So it deals with the 5 P's, Supra. So 3 fundamental accounting assumptions are GAC, going concern, accrual, consistency. If it is followed, no disclosure required. If not followed, disclosure is compulsory. And 3 important principles for selecting an accounting policy. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯಜಮಾನರು ಯಾರೋ ಭವನ ಪೆದ್ದು ಶಿಖಾಮಣಿ. Prudence, substance or form and bindu, materiality. Prudence, conservatism, provide for anticipated expense and losses, but do not provide for anticipated incomes and gains. Substance for form, go by the true spirit of the transaction, Deepa, not by form. Materiality, important in the context. The items, definition, the knowledge of which influences the decisions of the users of the ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ES1 ಇದನ್ನು ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದು ಇದೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅದನ್ನು ಅಂಡ್ ಎಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಡೂ ವಿತ್ ಟುಡೇ ಸೆಷನ್. Inventory valuation, normally cost or NRV, whichever is lesser. Raw materials are normally valued at cost. However, NRV of raw material and finished goods both are lesser. You have to value your raw material at lesser. So, cost formula to be used if the goods are normally not interchangeable. Example, Govinda
jeans pant.
You have to go by Venkat specific identification method, whereas otherwise you have to go by fee for weighted average method. Okay. Overheads, very, very important. Variable overheads are absorbed always on actual production. Fixed overheads are normally based on budgeted production. However, the actual output is more than the normal production. Then fixed overheads are also absorbed based on actual production. So actual production, there is a special point in my inventory. Notes 200 pages book allu ide. Adu overheads only fixed overheads matra. Here you have to go up to cost. Here means cost sheet alli prajna. Cost of production, cost sheet alli cost of production barta alli togobek. ES3 cash flow statement. It is a representation of the existing financials. Direct method for operating and indirect method only for operating cash flows. Operating ge matra. Para 18A. So when receipts and payments account of the cash book is given, operating cash flows, investing cash flows, financing. Addendally, opening cash and cash equivalent. Then if you add all this, you should come to cash and cash equivalent at the end. Cash means cash in hand, demand deposit with the banker, money at call and short notice. Cash equivalent, hele, Pandita. Equivalent means Annapurna, short-term, highly liquid investments, Vijayalakshmi, which are subject to insignificant risk of changes in value. It's subject to insignificant risk in changes in value, Pranati. So, all the three conditions are satisfied. That's called cash equivalent. Cash and cash equivalent all are treated on par. All are treated on par. 1 point. Second point is, if you visualize the balance sheet, normally, fixed asset, long-term investments, FDs and loans give her earning interest. Loans will be called investing activity. Share capital premium and loan taken is a financing activity. Everything else is the operating activity. Interest received is related to investment, investing activity. Interest paid is a financing activity. Dividend received, Nikhil, is investing activity. Dividend paid is always financing activity. Always financing activity. Next, if you are a financial institution, investment, loan taken, loan given, interest received, interest paid, everything is an operating activity. Is an operating activity. Income tax paid can come under all the three, but show separately at the end. Operating normally, capital gain taxes on sale of land, etc. Investing, DDT, S12, which is not there now, it is a financing activity, shows separately. Then, exchange fluctuation in a idre, ES level, reconciliation also has to be shown at the end of the CFS. End of the CFS, theory okay, end of the CFS, you should show the reconciliation to say ES3, Ali, individually, okay. So, direct operating cash flow ke matra, I said, direct or indirect. So, direct is receipt payment, sale of goods, purchase payment, ella barkodagi. Indirect method andre, either they will give you P&L account or they will give you balance sheet. So, if it is a current year profit in the shuru madre, profit after tax in the shuru madre, add back provision for tax. What is debited to P&L, add back. What is credited to P&L, minus. Non-operating, non-cash items. If you are starting with the P&L balances, opening and closing, athava balance sheet, increase in the P&L, appropriation items also add back, P&L account items, you have to add back. Then, that will give you operating profit before working capital changes. Then, decrease in current assets, add, everything else, exactly opposite, etc. you follow. Then, that will give you cash flow before income tax paid, extraordinary items under operating, investing and financing has to be shown separately. Insurance money received for loss of stock is operating, for loss of building is investing. So, show separately. Then, one more variety of question, classify the following 10 items, under operating, investing, etc. So you have to be careful. Hire purchase installment paid. Principal is towards investing, interest is towards financing. One or two chamak irutte. So purchase the building by issuing shares. It is a non-cash item. Should not appear in the cash flow statement. It should be shown somewhere else. Next, short-term investments of the contract. It is not operating investing. It is a part of cash equivalent if it is subject to insignificant risk of changes in value. Also, for extra care, ನಿಮ್ಮ revision material ಇದೆಲ್ಲ questions ಇದೆ. I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any provision related to liability is the last standard, Sayama, AS29. Everything else will come under AS4. AS4 does two RMRs, contingencies and events occurring after the balance sheet date. So, any contingencies which are existing, yes, any contingencies. Let's say you're talking about a provisioning, okay, which is relatable to bad and doubtful debts. If it is a provision for tax, provision for repairs, liability, ಅದು AS20 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Provision for bad and doubtful debts comes under AS4. Then post balance sheet events, or the subsequent events, SA 560, AS4, SA number ಬರ್ರಿ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಥಿಯರಿ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ. Okay. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ those post balance sheet events are between 31st March to the date on which the financial statements are approved by board of directors, if it is a company kavana, ಅಥವಾ any other governing council. So if it is not a company, you can go by any other governing council. So between that, so 31st March in the Chetana till 30th June, say, whatever transaction happening, 2 RMR, Aditi Mahesh, left side, conditions existing on such date, 31st March, so adjusting and non-adjusting, sorry, correct one. Adjusting and 31st March conditions existing and then you have to go back and pass the entry on 31st March. Say bad debts. Whereas not non-adjusting, no entry, no disclosure. If it affects going concern, you may have to make a disclosure of the same in the management report, board of director report, not auditor's report. Are you clear? If the going concern is affected. An example, 10th April sale agide, 15th April ಅವನು ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ನಾನ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್. 10th March ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅವನು ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋದು 10th April ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫೈರ್ ಆನ್ 10th April, ಅಗೇನ್ ನಾನ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. 10th March ಗೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, 25th March ಗೆ ಅವನು ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ನೋ ಆನ್ 10th April. 31st March he was insolvent. You have to pass the bad debt entry of 31st March. Understood, Baba? Analytical question, easy, beautiful question. Accounts and auditing, SA 560. Here's 5, easy one. 5 deals with 5. Ordinary items show separately, sale of goods, commission, etc. If they're material, don't merge. Sure. Suppose sale of goods 100 lakh, sale of scrap 80 lakh, show separately. Sale of goods 100 lakh, sale of scrap 0.2 lakh, merge. Sale of goods all. Extraordinary item, punch word is clearly distinct. Clearly distinct at the word ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. Clearly distinct of ordinary activity, show separately. ನೀವು P&L account format ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Prior period item, errors or omission. The punch word is what? Errors or omission in the earlier period. We got to know this year. Adanna you have to adjust to the opening balance of the reserves and surplus and corresponding item. ಈಗ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Whereas if it is mistake in something else, corresponding item ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Sutesh. Change in, so ordinary, extraordinary, prior period. Then changes to RMRs. Changes can be either in accounting policy or accounting estimate. Very crucial statement. Any change in accounting policy has to be given retrospective effect. That means opening balance of the last year column also correction ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Any change in accounting estimate has to be prospective effect. RBD provision, I made 10%, but now I want to make it as 8%. Prospective. So accounting policy change, FIFO I was following, I want to follow weighted average now with retrospective. All the retrospective ಅಂದ್ರೆ existing stock, Srinivas, on the opening date, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ adjust ಮಾಡಿ, workings ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದು opening balance ಗೆ adjustment ಕೊಡೋದು. Not going and asking ROC, give back the balance sheet. Whereas accounting policy is always what? Retrospective effect. Accounting estimate is always a prospective. However, anything related to fixed asset, PP and intangible asset is always prospective, even though it is an accounting policy change or accounting estimate change. For example, SLM to WDV is an accounting policy change, prospective only. Then useful life of the asset, 10 years has become 12 years. Estimate change, always prospective. Anything related to PP and intangible asset, only prospective effect. Next. Year 6 omitted, which was depreciation earlier. Year 7, construction contractor. So Parinita's asked me to construct a building. I'm a contractor. She's a contractee. Only in my books, year 7 applies. So either fixed price contract. She says this is what I wanted. So please tell the court 300 lakhs with the escalation clause. Today we enter into an agreement based on cement etc. price. But if the construction takes 4 years, after 2 years, suddenly prices go up, then I have to increase the contract price accordingly. They're called escalation. Adra baggenu calculation barbodu. Athava to decrease, it's called de-escalation clause. De-escalation. Whereas cost plus contract is where Vishnuta says, I want you to import the sand from Mongolia, then import the cement from Bulgaria, then import the wood from Malaria. So different area. So if she tells the same, then whatever the cost I incurred plus some market, early escalation, borrowing. First point. Second point, construction contract is a contract specifically negotiated between the contractor and contractor, where normally there will be a difference in design, technology, and function or usage. Next, you have given me the order of construction of a building. Painting also, if you are given, if they are interconnected, price, etc., negotiated together, single contract, otherwise two separate contract. Painting bere, building bere. Athava, you have given me the construction contract for 3 floors. Then on the top, you tell me to construct additional swimming pool. Then swimming pool is substantially different from the original nature. It has to be considered as a separate contract. Whereas if it is just an extension, it can be merged with the existing contract. So year 7, only POCM, percentage of completion method, cost incurred till date divided by cost incurred till date plus further cost. That is the total estimated cost into 100. Cost incurred till date divided by total estimated cost, Samita, into 100. That is the POCM. ಆ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇವ್ರ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಮೈನಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ assuming they are asking for 2 consecutive years, ಬೇಡ ದೀಪ. So first year closing balance will become the opening balance of the next year. ಅಥವಾ incremental total ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ then opening balance ಅನ್ನು ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನು ಮರಿಬೇಡಿ. That's one extra point. Next, para 35 of year 7 is the only standard where provision for future operating loss. In revision metal problems, provision for future operating losses. So I expect the revenue 100 and 80% complete by the surveyor's certificate. But the cost incurred is 85 lakh. 80 lakh in the revenue, 85 lakh in the cost, 5 lakh actual loss. Further 20% complete ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ I may have to incur another 30 lakh. 20 lakh ಪಾನೆ ke liye 30 lakh to spend. Rishika, 10 lakh is called provision for future operating loss. You have to make right now only in year 7, no variance. Year 8 omitted. Year 9, 7 and 9 are 2 revenue standards. Okay. So year 9 talks about revenue. Revenue means gross inflow in terms of cash or receivable. Cash sales ಅಥವಾ trade sales in terms of 3 RMRs. Vijayalakshmi, sale of goods, rendering of service, use of enterprises and others. Sale of goods, recognize the revenue based on accrual method of accounting or cash. Sale of Goods Act of 1930, risk and reward being transferred. Special cases, consignment sales, Shetty sir jeans pant when consignee sells. Sale on approval letter basis, either on approval or period given, whichever is earlier. Guarantee based on the terms, warranty immediately, but make a provision for the repairs. Service concession agreement, boot, bolt, etc. Build, own, operate, touching reference in intermediate. We build, own, lease and transfer. So like toll roads, example toll roads. So mainly they go by the construction, L&T, etc. They show fixed asset, etc. as a fixed asset and depreciate the land, etc. over a product that is a road constructed, and revenue will be based on the accrual method account they will follow. Then service contract, you have 2 options. Either you can go by complete contract method or you can go by percentage of completion method. So whenever there are 2 or more options in standard,
Disclosure.
Close the
Disclosure.
choice.
Disclosure.
The same. Then use of enterprise resource by others. ನನ್ನ ಆಸ್ತಿನ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ, ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್, ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್, ರಾಯಲ್ಟಿ. ಕವನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್, ಐ ಗಿವನ್ ಲೋನ್ ಟು ಸಮ್ ಒನ್, ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಆನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನ್, ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ is always on declaration basis, royalty based on terms of agreement. AS9 deals with the two questions. When should I recognize revenue? Discuss supra. Can I postpone? I can only when there is an uncertainty of collection at the time of raising the invoice. Otherwise, you should not postpone the sale. Inter-branch, interdivisional transfer from one division to another division is not a revenue because it is a one hand to another hand. 1 minute. I'll relax. Breathing break. Next, two important standards which are same. AS10 is PPE, AS26 is intangible assets. Only difference is this is tangible, that is intangible. Property, plant and equipment. The AS2 inventory definition tara. Inventories are assets. Allu assets and the word is defined in AS26. Whereas assets definition is RP, resource controlled by the enterprise based on the past event, which gives you future recovery. They what's use model. Inventory is also an asset, PP is also an asset. PP are tangible assets, Rishika, and defined in the order of plant, property, and equipment. Plant, andre, which is going to be used for manufacture, generation of revenue. Then property, andre, administrative, rental to others, then administrative convenience, and which is held for more than 12 months. That's the definition of PP. PP, RMPD, recognize when the asset is ready to use. Okay. The cost computation. All the costs till the date asset is ready to use, including borrowing cost, minus subsidy, everything you have to take care. Next, pre-operating losses, adela tolangilla, fix as a definition. Next, measurement, initially cost model. Once in 3 to 5 years, you can go for revaluation model. Revaluation, upward, create revaluation reserve, debit asset account. Downward, debit P and account. Open your mouth, dust bill. Upward ಆಗಿದ್ದು subsequently downward ಆದಾಗ. So debit the first it was upward, then subsequently if it is a downward, so you have to debit the revaluation reserve to the extent balance available there, because depreciation also you would have charged. Whereas if it is a downward first and then upward, simple. Whatever was debited to P and account first, create to P and account, balance should go to the revaluation reserve. Then depreciation. Depreciation is a systematic allocation of depreciable asset over its estimated useful life. Cost minus estimate scrap divided by estimated life. SLM, WDV, units of production are the three methods which are suggested. And component method of depreciation is suggested for aircraft, etc. Then disclosure, financial statement of company marks original cost, accumulated depreciation, WDV. Adanne query. What is the original cost? What is the addition, deletion, any profit or sale or retirement, and everything has to go to the P and account under PP. AS26 straight away. Same thing what we followed here. Intangible assets are assets with no physical substance. Same definition. Cost model, all same. Ali depreciation, illi amortization. Goodwill is normally amortized over 5 years. If life is unascertainable, amortized over 10 years. Otherwise, over the estimated useful life. Fixed assets ಗೆ PPE ಗೆ residual value ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Residual value depreciation calculation careful. First they would have said original cost is 100 lakh. Residual value is 10 lakh. Life 10 years. 100 minus 10 divided by 10. After 4 years, if they re-estimate, ಆ 10 lakh residual value ಹಂಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Unless they mention otherwise. Next, intangible asset normal residual value ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Unless there is a fixed commitment by the third party saying that after 5 years or 6 years, pakka I am going to take it. Then research expenditure, AS26 is always charged to P&L. Development expenditure will be capitalized if and only if TRA-FIC, traffic condition, are satisfied. And once development and research, development cost is charged to P&L, you cannot reverse the same. Then more or less same like 10. Next, ES11. I am doing business in India, but I also have a lot of transactions outside India, other currencies. So ES11 deals with 3 RMRs. Bhavana doing a local business, one transaction in international currency, let's say US dollar she does. How do I recognize? 10th March at 11 o'clock, exchange rate is 80 rupees 50 paisa. Purchase account debit to payable account at the bank account, $1 lakh at 80 rupees 50 paisa. 31st March, you got the reinstate money, any difference transfer to P&L. Next, I have operations outside India. So foreign branch is called integral operation, whereas 20%, 25% if you have got an associate enterprise, that is called non-integral operation. Integral operation, PP and depreciation use the historical rate, then opening stock at opening rate, closing stock at closing rate, P&L account average rate, every other item at closing rate. Any exchange difference, take it to the P&L account. Whereas if it is a non-integral operation, every item convert by using the closing rate. Any exchange difference transferred to FCTR, foreign currency translation reserve, it should not be touched unless 100% of that investment, net investment is completely disposed of. 30% you have made investment deepa. Suppose 5% disposed of, touch it. You are not supposed to touch it. It should be there only. Just transfer to P&L account when it is completely disposed of. Then para 46A, one special provision, foreign currency loan ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು 3 different varieties of ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಅದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಸೊ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎಂಟರಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಎ ಜಪಾನಿ ಫೆಲೋ ಟು ಪೇ ಆನ್ 30th June. So today is 1st January. 30th June, what may be the rate? I'll ask the banker. He says, based on the exchange rate plus commission, etc., he says we pay 82 rupees. Today's spot rate is 80. 2 rupees extra I pay is called premium. Or if the Indian currency is becoming stronger, then you may say 78. 2 rupees called discount. The 2 rupees extra what I pay, or 2 rupees what I save, 2 RMRs. If I'm trading in the currency as a speculation, it has to be transferred to P&L account immediately. Otherwise, it is amortized over the period. It has to be amortized over the period. Right. ES12, government grant. Too important. When there is a reasonable assurance that you will satisfy all the conditions attached to the government grant and you are going to receive the same, then recognize the same. Government grant can be 3 RMRs. It can be revenue grant, day-to-day functioning, day-to-P&L account. Capital grant, related to fixed asset, depreciable, reduced from the fixed asset, ಅಥವಾ deferred revenue grant, depreciation charge accordingly. Whereas if it is land related, capital reserve ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. If it is a promoter's contribution, take it to capital reserve. Refund of government grant is an example for ES5. It is an extraordinary item. You have to do prospective changes by doing whatever you have done earlier, exact reverse model. ES13, accounting for investments. So ES13 deals with the balance sheet. ES9 deals with the P&L. Valuation of the investment is covered in ES13. Interest dividend from investment comes in ES9. So the current investments are basically held for short term, less than equal to 12 months. Valued at cost or fair value, whichever less. Long-term investment, current and long-term, current and non-current Allah. Long-term investments are valued at cost, unless there is a definition of the value which is otherwise done by temporary nature. Cost means cost of purchase plus incidental expense such as brokerage commission, STT, minus कम इंटरेस्ट अथवा कम डिविडेंड आದಾಗ थोड़ा कम करना इंटरेस्ट ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ 2 ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಸಬ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 31st ಮಾರ್ಚ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಏನ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ನೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಟು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಫೇರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ವಿಚ್ ಎವರ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಇದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ A Limited absorbs B Limited, Pranati. That is called amalgamation as per AS 14. H Limited has purchased 60% shares in subsidiary. That is called consolidation AS 21. So whenever there is an amalgamation, two RMRs. Amalgamation, internal reconciliation. Amalgamation covers two or more companies together, merger. A company absorbing B company, that is absorption. External reconciliation, close the company, start with a new author. All the cases, two RMRs. Transfer company book only, okay, AS 14 apply, agodilla. You have to just prepare relation account, preference shareholders account, equity shareholders account, just close, open, close, open, close. Transferring company book only, first one. There are two methods of amalgamation. Here in important. Amalgamation in the nature of merger, para 3E, 5 conditions satisfied. One condition not satisfied, para 3F for purchase. Merger method is pooling of interest method. Line by line assets and line add ಮಾಡೋದು. Reserves add ಮಾಡೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲ reserve. Share capital ಮಾತ್ರ add ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Difference between the total share capital and PC is adjusted in general ledger. Purchase method only. Add those items of assets and liability taken over at agreed value. Amalgamation, absorption, etc. All same. And difference between PC and the net assets to be adjusted against goodwill, okay, or capital reserve. PC is 3 steps. Amount of PC, mode of discharge of PC, accounting treatment. Amount of PC get 3 methods of valuation. How do you compute the PC? One is, I'll come back ulta. Share exchange method. When transfer a company number of shares into value per share, somewhere something is given, you can go by that. Payment method, what is the total consideration payable to the transfer company shareholders, equity shareholders and preference shareholders, payment method. All other cases, Gautami, Halegandan Pada. Yavdo, net asset method, assets taken over less liabilities taken over, at what which value? Agreed value. Transferring company book, 3 basic entries. Business purchase to liquidator, PC, concerned asset account debit to concerned liability, Ali pooling of interest method, purchase method, difference be careful. The accounting entry note. Then a liquidator account debit to purchase consideration, third step is then a copy model. 2 special entries only in the books of transferring company, intercompany owing, creditors account debit to debtors account, then unrealized profit on stock, goodwill or capital account debit to stock account. Amalgamation expenses, borne by transfer, relation account. Borne by transfer, goodwill account debit model. And intercompany owings, unrealized profit, ಇದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಪಿಸಿಗೂ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ agreed internal reconstruction is not there in AS 14 because there is no liquidation internal reconstruction very simple either capital reduction account approach ಅಥವಾ capital reduction and share surrender account approach capital reduction account ಅಲ್ಲಿ any profit transfer to capital reduction account at the end use the same in the following order important again easy number 1 write off the P&L. Next, 2 preliminary expenses or missing expenditure, etc. So, write off the P&L, then missing expenditure, then goodwill. That way, any other asset, write off model. Balance transfer to capital. Share surrender is a Caesar. So, anything related to shares, open through share surrender account, and ultimate balance of share surrender transfer to capital and continue like LHS. On a special point, preference shareholders 100 lakh, they surrender 60%. So 60 lakh is your share surrender credit. It is converted into equity shares, no end. conversion ಗೆ no entry. 10 ಸಲ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. Okay. When it's subsequently issue, you have to pass an entry. Very, very crucial. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಶೇರ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ ಅದು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಇದೆ, ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಟೇಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕೇರ್. ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆದರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ AS 15 employee benefits. So basically there are 4 which are under 2 buckets: short-term employee benefits and termination benefit. Normal salary account debit in ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ವೇಜಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಬೇರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇದು 17(1), 72, 73 ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಥಿಯರಿ. ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ವೇಜಸ್, ಹ್ಯಾಲಿಟಿ, ಪೆನ್ಷನ್, ಗ್ರಾಚ್ಯುಟಿ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ದೆನ್ second category is long-term benefits and post-employment benefits. So they are long-term under the 2RMRs. Defined contribution scheme. So PF ESI, I had to contribute 12%, 3.25%, forget it. Just like a normal salary account. Whereas gratuity, some of the employees may leave after 4 years, no gratuity. Some of the employees may leave after 5 years, 1 month. I have to pay from day one. Some of the employees may stick to 30 years from day one. How do I know this stick? That's why I take the help of Yama's younger brother, actuarial valuation, defined benefits scheme. ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದೇ ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಎಸೆಟ್ ಇದೊಂಥರ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್. ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ 100 lakh. Plan asset. I made a contribution of 60 lakh, 160. I withdrawn, let us say 40, 120, but its valuation, the market is 125. 5 lakh is the actuarial gain. So easy. 5 marks straight away question. Revision class and stress ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಓಕೆನಾ? AS 16 borrowing cost, and the beautiful start again. Borrowing cost para 4 of the AS 16. ಇಡಾಫೆ. ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಉಡಾಫೆ. ಇದೇನು ಇಡಾಫೆ? Interest, discount of the premium on debentures, ancillary charges, finance charges of AS 19, then exchange difference. Exchange difference ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿ 30 minute capital. Then qualifying asset, borrowing cost related to qualifying asset. Asset which takes substantial period of time before coming into picture. It can be normally PP or intangible. Investment property, LBB is investment property. Inventory, I am a ship construction company. For me, inventory is also qualifying asset. Till asset is ready to use, it has to be capitalized. I have taken the loan on 1st January. And after 1.5 years, building is ready, but loan continues. For 1.5 years, I have to capitalize the interest. After that, it has to be charged to P&L account. In between the construction, if there is a temporary investment made, if you get the income, other the cost in the minus model. If there is a stoppage of construction, if it is abnormal reason, ಅದನ್ನ capitalize ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. If it is incidental construction, ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Then, if it is specific borrowing, entire interest has to be capitalized. If it is generic borrowing, you have to go by weighted average cost of capital of your FM and accordingly calculation. Cessation of capitalization. Cessation ಅಂದ್ರೆ stop ಮಾಡೋದು. ಯಾವಾಗ? When it is ready to use. Suspension is temporarily when there is some riot, etc. happening. Disclosure, what is the borrowing cost, what is the percentage, etc. It has to be disclosed. J. Kumar. AS 17, segment reporting, segmental segment reporting. So it is basically for efficiency evaluation. 3 parameters: 10% or more of total revenue, external and internal revenue put together, or total results, total of profits or the total of losses, whichever is higher in absolute term, or total assets excluding income tax and fictitious asset, disclose it. At 10% criteria one way, ensure that at least 75% external revenue is taken. Either study metal 200 page model note code, very important. And if not, identify any other standard. Then management choice, some niche areas, new one, you can always. Once it comes under 10% criteria, it has to be reported in the next year compulsory. Again, segments can be either primary segment or secondary segment, depending upon business segment or geographical. If the product is the main segment from risk and reward, it is called business segment. If the area is important, either geographical segment based on location of asset or the location of customer, BP or call centers, then report accordingly. Columnar P&L, columnar balance sheet is segment report. AS 18, related party disclosure. 3 points. Who is the related party? Control based holding subsidiary, significant influence, associate. Joint venture, associate, subsidiary, holding, JASH. They are related party. So then, who is not a related party? Myself and Bhavana are having a bank account in same bank, Canara Bank. We are related party, stupid. It cannot be. Common directors are stupid. If they are going to influence, significantly influence or control, then only there is a related party. Go to the list of not related party. Then, related party with not related party. What is the related party? Transaction, purchase, sale, loan, interest, etc. Whether it is at arm's length price or not doesn't matter. Disclose the same. If it is a control-based, disclosure is must, whether or not there is a transaction. If it is a significant influence, disclose only when there is a transaction. Classic example, your wife, whether you are in India or not, she is going to be your wife next 5 years. Okay? You disclose that she is my wife. There is no transaction. I didn't talk to her, etc. Irrelevant. You disclose. Your girlfriend, next year, she will be Venkat's girlfriend. Next year, Somayaji girlfriend. So that's why disclose only. Last year she was my cousin. Adhakoskara disclosure only when there is a significant influence. Otherwise, there is no disclosure required. Are you clear? Right. Yes, 19. Leases. You are allowing others to use your asset. 2 RMRs. Finance lease and operating lease. Where substantial risk and reward are transferred. That's called finance lease. Other than that is called Teju operating lease. Bhavana's marriage, Shetty sir Shamiana. I put the Shamiana for 2 to 3 days. I am the owner. I get the depreciation, everything. I will just lease rental expenditure. That's it. Finance lease. I am Sundaram Motors. I sell the car to Bindu. Bindu pays in installment and she wants to be the owner. So for me, it is a sale of goods. Whereas for her, it is a fixed asset. For me, I remove the, so these are technical words. So Sundaram Motors, car is inventory. I have to de-recognize the inventory. De-recognize removing. So recognize the add model, and de-recognize the So then I showed the receivables. Receivables are shown in the books of seller at the present value of gross investment. Gross investment is equal to lease rentals plus residual value guaranteed or unguaranteed. Adana, be careful. FML odskoltira. Year end 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again 5. Residual 5th year installment but residual value same tokobe. Both code ogodala 1 divided by 1.1 equal to 5th year stop market. Then Adana present value of gross investment show it at receivables. Then so let's assume 60 lakh is the total gross investment. The present value is 50 lakh. 10 lakh is called in my book unearned finance income. Yardo Bhavana unearned finance income. It has to be recognized as the interest income over the financial period or lease period or the reducing balance or the table is a note. Let's see book only. She should recognize the fixed asset at the present value of minimum lease payment. Lease rental plus guaranteed residual value or fair value, whichever is lesser, she can claim the depreciation. Sale and lease back. Pranati is my employee, but she's a rich employee. Ane color sakkata car is top year Gurpella. Nana training. So she sells the car to me. I am the employer, she is the employee. She sells the car to me. Then I lease to her. Sale and lease back. So seller becomes the lessee. In that case, income tax benefits together because circular number 2/2001, only the lessor can claim depreciation. And again, sale and lease back. Finance lease is normal treatment. Operating lease, special problem in there, where if the sale value is greater than the fair market value, the excess has to be amortized. Although 4-5 scenario might be kortara, other class model go through. Yes, 20. On the face of the P&L account, earning per share has to be shown. 2 RMRs, basic diluted. Footage divided by weighted average number of shares is basic. Whereas diluted is when there is ESOP, when there is a conversion of debentures into shares, or preference shares into equity share. In that case, ESOP is numerator change, denominator change. So, then debentures numerator also interest net of tax in FM. But the preference shares preference dividend, add dividend tax distribution tax, if any, divided by weighted average. Weighted average month date note. Bonus shares date relevant illa, whereas everything else date. Right issue on the problem with the problem birthday taking stock. On the face of the balance sheet, sorry, P&L, positive or negative or prospect. Yes, 20. Previous batch students, 90% you are able to recall. Previous batch.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
100% non expect model. 90% if you are able to recall, excellent. Some of you may be able to recall 100%, but 90% you are able to recall previous batch.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is update. It is our voice top of the tension of it.
Hi friends, Namaste. First of all, thank you so much for such overwhelming response for our CA classes, Foundation ya Inter ya Final. Thank you so much. And especially the CA Foundation recent batch. When the batch was started, yes, many people felt offline would have been preferred. But trust me, the people who have joined online at CAPS, just by joining for 1 or 2 days demo sessions, they all started saying online rocks at CAPS. And they all realized going to offline class is a literal waste of time.
In cards idea.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ES 21, unsought finance statement. There are 3 standards which are related. Hi Gautami. Yeah. So ES 21, ES 23, and ES 27. Holding and subsidiary, you have to go by ES 21, Aditi Mahesh, 6 plus 2 steps. Then that's called total consolidation approach. Subsidiary company, what is the share capital, equity share capital, face value or number, cost alla. So step 1, number of shares 10 lakh, held by H Limited, held by minority interest, 8 lakh, 2 lakh, 4:1, ... X1 at face value, X2 at face value. Next step number 2, analysis of other equity, or reserves and surplus, 2 RMRs. 31st March, pre-acquisition, post-acquisition. Pre-acquisition, opening balance plus current year profit till the rate of acquisition. Alli P&L account kottilla andre, you have to prepare the P&L appropriation account and they portion 9 months, 3 months, etc. Then less total bonus shares, less total dividend out of the pre-acquisition, 2 RMRs, A1, A2. Post-acquisition, general reserve ಮತ್ತೆ P&L separate ಆಗಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. Post-acquisition ಮಾತ್ರ. P&L account less depreciation on the revaluation, if any. Then unrealized profit on upstream, ಅದನ್ನು ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Then 2 RMRs, B1 green ink double box, ಅಷ್ಟ ಬಂದ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಕಲಶ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಡಬೇಕು. ಬಿಚ್ಚು B2. Next step 2A, bonus share C1, C2. Then 2B, revaluation profit up or down and ಏನಿದ್ರು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು D1, D2. Step 3, goodwill. Whatever the investment, first time you are seeing H Limited balance sheet assets, right? Investment made less holding company stake in pre-acquisition dividend, that's called net investment, less X1, A1, C1, D1. Difference is called goodwill or capital reserve. Whereas step 4, all 2 series, X2, A2, B2, C2, D2, add money. Other extreme case, so subsidiary company share capital with the reserves and add money into 25%, 30%. What is the minority interest? That's also called a minority interest, unless there's a revaluation, etc. Step number 5, intercompany wins, debtors, creditors, BR, BP, etc. Step number 6 is unrealized profit and stock. If it is a upstream, subsidiary company selling to the holding company, that's called upstream. Upstream, then it should go to the step 2 RHS minus ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Whereas if it is a downstream, consolidated P&L account minus ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. In both the streams, asset side is stock in the ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Fixed asset ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ between holding subsidiary, the depreciation impact also you should take care. So ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ you have to add line by line. ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. 4 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಟೈಮ್ ಸಾಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಇಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, P&L ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟೈಮೇ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ, 5 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಸಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಲೈನ್ ಬೈ ಲೈನ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಡ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಒಂದೆರಡು ಹಾಳಾಗೋಗಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ share capital only of H bari. Then every other item of the liability add ಮಾಡಿ. Reserves and surplus balance figure ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು you still get 4 to 5 marks. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು? ಒಂದು ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಸರ್ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮೈನಾರಿಟಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಮೈನಾರಿಟಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಸಬ್ಸಿಡರಿ ಕಂಪನಿದು ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್, ಅದನ್ನಂತ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು. 5 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ರೆಡಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ 5 to 10 minutes ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಯು ಗೋ ಬೈ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸಿ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್. ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ರೈಟ್. ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಟ್ P&L ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಬೈ ಲೈನ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ES 22 taxes on income. So accounting income and taxable income may not be same. So difference is called permanent difference. So girlfriend ice cream expense accounts it will never be disallowed. Income doesn't permanently disallowed. Identify full stop. Whereas difference arises in this year but gets reversed in one or more subsequent periods called timing difference. So like depreciation accounts and income percentage may differ. ಅಥವಾ ಬೋನಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಟ್ ಪೇಡ್ ವಿದಿನ್ 139 1 ಡ್ಯೂ ಡೇಟ್ 43B ಕೇಸ್ ಡಿಸಲವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಥವಾ 40 small a disallowed because of the TDS. So this year disallowed, next year it will be allowed. So all this, if it is originating time is different, create DT ಅಥವಾ DTL. ಅದೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? If it is a save now, pay later, that means it is a deferred tax liability. P&L account debit to DTL. If you are paying now, save later, it is an asset, deferred tax asset. P&L account creates and ಬರಬೇಕು. ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಬ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಡನ್ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇದನ್ನ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, ಅದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಗೋತ್ರು ಮಾಡಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಿಲ್ಲರ್ ಕಾಂಜಿ ಪಿಂಜಿ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ 43 ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಅದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುವ ಅದನ್ನು ಗೋತ್ರು ಮಾಡಿ. ES 23 ಟೈಮ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ 50% ಇದೆ. ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. There is a holding subsidiary company, there is a holding associate. Anything you hold more than 50% is subsidiary. ಅಥವಾ more than half of the board of directors. You have the power to appoint or remove. More than 50% equity share capital, voting power. 20% to 50% both inclusive is associate, significant influence. Whereas below 20% are normal investment. So accounting, so if there is a holding subsidiary, if there is a holding associate, accounting for associate in the consolidated balance sheet, subsidiary company investment will get knocked off in step number 3. Accounting for investment in associate is equity method. Equity method is equal to partners capital account. You know, initial investment plus additional investment, share in any profit minus dividend received. ES 24. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Continue.
Yes, sir.
Then continue. Discontinuing operations. Okay. So, LP ಅಂತರ ಆಡ್ತೀರಾ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಗ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಡಿಸ್ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಡಿಸ್ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಡ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್. Discontinued operation also discuss. The objective of this is Wipro, when they want to discontinue non-software from the software, so they had to disclose to the people. Okay, this is what we are doing it. So there are 2 events. One is initial disclosure event. So whenever initial plan has been finalized by the board of directors, other disclosure, then subsequently call disclosure. Yerella plan, what are the lessons? And when actually happened, other impact on your P&L account ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. A continuing operation, B discontinuing operations. Here. Next, ES 25 IFR. Any financial reporting for a lesser than a 1 year is called IFR. Listed company IFR is different from this IFR. Or the interim financial results, listed company. Now, the interim financial reporting, the balance sheet, everything what you have done under the company accounts, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಎರಡು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್. ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 2 views, discrete views ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಲ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಾಲೋ. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಡೀ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಲ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ weighted average rate of tax ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. AS26 intangible done. AS27 joint venture, 3 kinds of arrangement. Jointly controlled asset, myself and Gautami owning 60-40 of Kudremukh iron ore. Jointly controlled operation, myself and Chetana owning 70-30 of the activity of mining. These 2 cases, we go by proportionate consolidation. In my book, my share. In Chetana's book, her share. Asset, liability, expense, income, add one to that. Jointly controlled entity, myself and Rishika are owning one business. It is a partnership. I have separate book, she has her separate. So partnership is a separate book. In our book, we only show investment just like an equity method. Next, special point. In the jointly controlled asset and operation, Gautami or Chetana, example, I have an asset purchased for 100 lakh. Myself and Gautami 60-40. If I sell it to the joint venture, 60-40 at 150 lakh rupees, 50 lakh profit only, I should recognize initially her share because I cannot make profit by selling to myself. Subject correct idea. Very good. Yes, 28 impairment. Kara. Impairment adreno. Kara. What is Kara?
Carrying amount.
ನಂದು ಕಲರ್ ಬಾಟ್ಲ್ ಇತ್ತು, ನಾನು ಹಂಗೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟೋದು ಅಂತ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್. ನನಗೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಬಾಟ್ಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಕಲರ್ ಬಾಟ್ಲ್ ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಏನಿದೆಪ್ಪ, ಇಂಪೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಅಸೆಟ್. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ದನ್ ದ ರಿಕವರೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಕ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಪೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಎನಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅಮೌಂಟೈಸೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. Carrying amount is also called book value. Recoverable amount is net selling price, that is sale value minus selling price, or value in use, present value of cash flow. So whichever is higher, whichever higher. So if the carrying amount is 100 lakh, recoverable amount is 80 lakh, 100 minus 80, 20 lakh has to be transferred to P&L account. Ali individual asset agilla, you have to go for CGU, cash generating unit, smallest possible identifiable asset. Ali first goodwill write off ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Other assets in the ratio of the carrying amount of the asset should be. Goodwill once written off cannot be reversed in whatever cases of impairment. PS29, last standard. Provision, contingent liability, contingent asset. So it deals with the 5 aspects. Provision is a liability. First thing, it is a liability. What is the liability? OA, number OA. Provision is a present obligation leading to outflow of future economic benefit. So if asset and future economic inflow liability outflow. So that asset is RP, resource based on the past event which gives you future economic inflow. Liability is again outflow, present obligation outflow based on the past event. So provision for repairs is a OA, present obligation, involves outflow of economic. Make a provision. So para 14 deals with the provision. Make a provision if it satisfies all the conditions. Whereas if it is not a present obligation, atava it is a present obligation but not satisfy other conditions, atava it is a possible obligation, it is a contingent liability merely disclosed in the notes to account. Bill discounted, court cases, acceptance, endorsements, capital commitment, etc. Contingent assets which may or arise in the future, it is a possible asset. It is against prudence. Disclosure, you may do it, otherwise ignore it. Apart from the heading, 2 more things. Restructuring. If you do some internal restructuring, etc., you may have to make a provision, okay, if it satisfies the conditions of para 14. Para 14 is provision. 14 into 2 plus 2 minus 2. 26 is contingent liability, 30 is a para contingent asset. Then what last one is reimbursement. So there is the LG manufacturer, I am the retailer, and Venkat is the customer. So I, being a retailer, I have to make a provision for repairs. TV sale model. So repairs by manufacturer reimburses only when there is a virtually certain that I'm going to get that reimbursement. Then I have to make a reimbursement provision. Otherwise, I should not make a reimbursement because it's again against a prudence. Normally, provisions are not provisions under AS29 cannot be discounted. So it is going to be paid after 3 years, 4 years. No discounting is allowed as far as AS29 is concerned. This is about the accounting standards. Sustaita?
No,
No, sir.
Equity method. ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕಾಗೈತೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ವೇಂದ್ರು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅದರ ಡಿಟೇಲ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಗೋತ್ರು ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು ಡಿಟೇಲ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಷನ್ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಎಮಾಲ್ಗಮೇಷನ್ಗೂ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ಗೂ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಮಾಲ್ಗಮೇಷನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೈ A limited, big limited eats small limited dies. And AS14 only one time exercise. In that year, you have to prepare first year of balance sheet. Consolidation is your marriage. Year after year after year. So consolidation balance sheet as long as you have got chetna. As long as consolidation, okay, so holding subsidiary relationship exists. ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಗೋತ್ರು ಮಾಡಿ 200 ಪೇಜ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೊ ಹೌ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್ AS questions if it is theory mention AS with the title give the definition as it is give example if you can accounting treatment is extremely important and disclosure schedule 3 ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ analytical theory ಆದ್ರೆ you can just write 1 or 2 points here and then analyze the same and disclosure ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ better. If it is a practical question, one sentence you can write. Inventory valuation of the problem bandru as per AS2 inventory valuation. Inventory is valued cost or NR which are less than the budget. Then you can solve and disclosure you can. But otherwise, time is not going to come. Financial statement. One more compulsory question. 2 within bracket 40 deals with the balance sheet, P&L account or I&D account, cash flow statement. So see nimugilla India's explanatory notes. Then Schedule 3 of the Companies Act. 240, 129 talks about true and fair, 133 talks about the accounting standards. Schedule 3 has got 3 divisions. Division 1 is your syllabus. Starts with what? Assets. Start with equity and liabilities, and then assets down. Division 2 CA finance starts with the asset, then equity. So originally balance sheet ingittu illi assets, illi liabilities. So syllabus alli equity and liabilities on the top. Enti mele ganda kedagella. ಫೈನಲ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಗಂಡನ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಓಕೆ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ತುಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಬಟ್ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಡೌನ್ NBFC ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ 1 is the balance sheet, part 2 is the statement of P&L. So I hope all of you know the format of a balance sheet. ಏನಿದೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ಟಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೀತಾ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದೆನ್ ನಾನ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮನಿ then non-current current almost all same. Long-term borrowing, short-term borrowing. Deferred tax liability is always non-current. Trade payable is always current. Trade payable, micro and small. At least this presentation money figures imaginary afterward. Then assets, non-current and current. So,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yes.
non-current and long-term. Current and current. So peers near and dear ones loved one and all. PP deferred tax assets is always non-current. Investments can be long-term or current. Even go through Visha. Other things are fine. Deferred tax asset is also non-current. Currently, okay, citizen insisted test came out Sita with originality. ITC is always current. Okay, then everything else can be current or non-current. Anything more than 12 months is what? Non-current. Less than equal to 12 months is called current. Statement of P&L wrote a revenue from operation, other income, total expense. Expense ಮಾಡುವಾಗಲೂ, expense ಮಾಡುವಾಗಲೂ you have to present in this order CPC EFDO. So cost raw material adjustment ಅನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Purchase of stock in trade, then other changes. Opening minus closing. Positive ಆದರೆ positive ಬರೀ, negative ಆದರೆ within the bracket ಬರೀ. Then EFDO. Buyback of securities 68, 69, 70. Conditions go through ಮಾಡಿ. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ buyback of securities ಇರೋದು. So point number 1 is buyback can be made out of security premium. It can be made out of fresh issue of other security, and free reserves are always available in the reverse order. Maximum buyback is 25% off within the bracket total PUC plus free reserves. And in a year, the buyback of equity share capital cannot exceed 25% of the equity share capital. After the buyback, debt is to equity Allah, debt is to equity Allah, debt is to PUC plus free reserve, because equity includes every reserve, sir, should not be more than 2:1. And some theory, but the beautiful questions are solve ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದೇ questions ಬರೋದು exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ratio check ಮಾಡೋದು, debt is to etc. ಅದನ್ನು go through ಮಾಡಿ, and one question definitely MCQ ಒಳ್ಳೆದು. Amalgamation already discussed. Reconstruction ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. Accounting for branches. So whenever you have a similar activity being carried out, BATA is called branch. Inland branches, foreign branches. Inland ಅಲ್ಲಿ independent branches account normal like a separate entity. Dependent branches are they got multiple methods. So goods are sent at cost or selling price. Debtors method, simply preparing one trading account format hakodu. Will kelta idira to opening current asset by closing current assets. To goods sent by cash received. Amount spent by head office, then balance in the profit. Ashte format anna by add ಮಾಡೋದು. Stock and debtors method ಅಲ್ಲಿ season. Stock account is nothing but trading account. Branch expense account ಮಾಡೋದು. Then branch P&L account is a summary and same. Debtors account is nothing but debtors account. Branch trading P&L account is the normal usual. Selling price method only. For all the three, the inventory should be all the inventory, opening stock, closing stock, goods sent, should be at invoice price. 100 rupees the cost, sent at 125. Invoice price. Left only 125%, right side 25. Loading has to be unloaded. It has to be reversed. Then wholesale prices to the retail branches, normal. Next. So foreign branches, I have already discussed the foreign branch years level apply ಮಾಡಿ. Any exchange difference taken to pay upon. So January 25 only, the first case study is for 8 marks. And years 12 and years 24 was focused. Next case study is for 8 marks. Totally 16 marks. Then there is one more, sorry, 2 questions in between. ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಫೈನಲ್ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮಿಡ್ಲಿ ನಂದೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ 1-2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಐ ಥಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡು ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಬರೆಯುವಾಗಲೂ ರಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗಲೂ ಏನ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ವಿಜಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ 1 to 4, ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ 6 to ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಗೆ ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಸಂಬಂಧ ನಾ ಜಾಯಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ವೆರಿ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಜೋಕಿಂಗ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಸಾರ್ ಅಂತ ರೈಟ್. Then case study 3 is basically AS3 ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Wow, what an easy question it will be. Okay, right. Then again one more independent question. 15 into 2, 30 marks. Then the analytical descriptive questions. So first question normally first thing node build. Okay, so they had asked AS20, then lease unlease. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಈಸಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ನೋಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. Question number 2 is the easiest internal reconstruction. But ಅದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. I'm just telling, look at the way. And continuous 2 exam ಅನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋರೆ. Then different standard 3A, 3B. Next again, preparation of ledger accounts and balance sheet, amalgamation, consolidation. So 3 questions of 14 marks is almost common. Common questions of 14 marks can be on the financial statement preparation, on the amalgamation, on the consolidation. ಅಥವಾ cash flow statement also can be asked sometimes, rarely. Investment account also can be asked rarely. Otherwise, normally ಇದು ಕೇಳೋದು. Or internal reconstruction. ಇದು commonly 14 marks. And 14 marker is time saving. 2 questions of 7 and 7 or 8 and 6 is not time saving unless ಸಮ್ ಎನಾಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸಿಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸು ಬರಬೇಕು, ಟೈಮ್ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡು. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ನಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಯಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಪ ಕೆಲವರು ನನ್ನ ಮುಖ ನೋಡಿ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆದ್ರು, ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. 6th ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಈಸಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಅವು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಬೈಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಡಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಟರ್. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ September 24 ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ಇಟ್, ಸೊ 14 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ದೆನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ 7 ಮಾರ್ಕ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಸಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ದೆನ್ ಬೈಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ದೆನ್ 14 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಎಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ P&L ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಬಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಥಿಯರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ 6th is a choice. So these are pattern which any of there. Important areas ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಬೈಬ್ಯಾಕ್ is a very highly expected question for MCQ. ಬೈಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಸಮ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದು ವ್ಯಾರ್ ಡಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಪಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. 14 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು. 4 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ 6 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್. ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಯರಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ IFRS, ಇಂಡಿಯಸ್, ಕಾರ್ವಿನ್ ಕಾರು ಔಟ್. ಏನ ಕಾರ್ವಿನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರು ಬರೋದು ಕರು ಹೋಗೋದಾ? IFRS ಅದನ್ನ 95% ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಸ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ IFRS, ವಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ನಂದೇಲಿ ಇಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಇಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಕಾರ್ವ್ ಇನ್. ವಿ ಡಿವಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಾರ್ವ್ ಔಟ್. ಕಾರ್ವ್ ಔಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಐದರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟರಿ ಆರ್ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಚಾಯ್ಸಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು 4 to 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಎರಡು ಕರೀಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಒಂದು ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಏನೋ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಟು ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ದೆನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ದೆನ್ P&L ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ಲಾಸ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್ ಅದೊಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ PUC, ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜರ್ನಲ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಸಿಲಿ ಯು ಲೂಸ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ದೋಸ್ ಸಮ್ಸ್. ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಸಪ್ತಪದಿ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್, yes, number with the title, write relevant paras, working notes are important, all possible question ಯಾವುದು ಬಿಡಬೇಡಿ. ದೆನ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಏಮ್ ಆಫ್ 100. ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ದೋಸ್ ಕೇಮ್
No, sir.
ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಆಲ್ ಬೈ, ಬಟ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್
Exam session.
ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಅದೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ 12:30 1 o'clock ಒಳಗಿರಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್, ಅದರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ 1 o'clock ಒಳಗಿರಿ. ನೀವು 1:30ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗೋದು ಬೇಡ, ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ BP ರೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ? ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 12:30 1 o'clock ಇರಿ. ಅಲ್ಲೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಆ ಹುಡುಗ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕುತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಆಗಿ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ? ವೆರಿ 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 ಪೊಲೈಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮೂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ 10 ದಿನ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅವ್ರು ವಾಸನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಸನೆ ಜೀವನ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 145 to 2, read and visualize which question to be left and which are the questions to be answered. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದು. ಇದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಯು ಫಾಲೋ ಫಾರ್ ಲಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. 2 to 210 ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಬಲ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ. ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಈಗ ಬೈ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಬಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ 210 to 310 ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ 2 ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ವೆಲ್ ನೋನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದ ನಾನು 3 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
3 questions.
ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ 210 to 330 ಇದನ್ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನನಗೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳ್ಸೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಸಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 210 to 330 ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ವಾಟ್ 3 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್, 3 ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿವ್. ಆ 3 ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಫರಬಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 14 ಮಾರ್ಕರ್, ಒಂದು 6 ಮಾರ್ಕರ್, 8 ಮಾರ್ಕರ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್. ದೆನ್ 330 to 415 is your MCQs. Then 415 to 450 you have to go with the last 2 questions. So first question you can take 30 to 40 minutes. 210 to 50 ವರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ 250 to 330 you have got 40 minutes, 20 minutes each, 3 questions. So 2 questions. So I repeat, 250 ಒಳಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಯು ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. 250 to 330 ಒಳಗೆ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೋ ಟು MCQ, ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೋ ಟು MCQ. ಯಾವ್ದೊಂದು ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್. 330 to 415 ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನಾನು. You have to do all the MCQ once for all. ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಂಕಿ ತರ ಅಂಟಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಏನೋ ಹಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಆ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಂಕಿ ತರ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಖಾಮುಖಿ ಹೊಡ್ದಾ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಆಲ್ ವಿದೌಟ್ ಟಿಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ MCQs. Then 415 to maybe another 20 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, then another 15 minutes ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಾಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. 450 ಸ್ಟಾಪ್, ಗೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿ ಇಫ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಮಿಸ್ಡ್, ಅನ್ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ರೋಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು 5 o'clock ವರೆಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರಿತಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಿತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಟ್ ಹಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಡ್ ವಂಡರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. 210 to 330 3 ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿವ್, 310 to 415 MCQs. ಇದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ FMSM ಗೆ ಅದು 50-50 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ದೇವರಿಗೆ?
Yes, sir.
ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಇಟ್. ಎಸ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ದ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ MCQs ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಟಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ತಪ್ಪಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಡೋದು, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಪ್ರೂಫ್. ಸೊ ದ ವೇ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಈಗ ES20 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು, ದೆನ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ನೋಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೋದು, ತುಂಬಾ ಕುಯ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ES15 ಇದ್ದು ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಥಿಯರಿ ಕೇಳಿದ. Then question number 2, presentation. Okay, so balance sheet journal entries ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, ಅದು internal reconstruction ಇರಬೇಕು. Straight away 14 marks ಗೆ presentation ಮಾಡಿ. Question number 3, there are 2 questions of 7 marks each. Operating cash ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನದು ES29 ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್. ವಾವ್, ಅದು ಈಸಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಇದು 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾಗಿತ್ತು. Question number 4 ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅಮಾಲ್ಗಮೇಷನ್. ಎವಾಲ್ಗಮೇಷನ್ ಎಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 5 ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ದ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಕೇಳೋದು, ಅದು ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಲಿ ಎನ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 6 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈ ತರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ದ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಇದು ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್, ಅದೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ 2 ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೊಂದು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೊಂದು ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ವಿತ್ ದ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. ಆಲ್ ದ 3 ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಯುವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೆ. ಸೊ ಟುಮಾರೋ ಈಸ್ ಥರ್ಸ್ಡೇ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 2 days ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಓದಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ 200 pages ಬುಕ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಇವತ್ತಿಂದು ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಐ ಡಿಡ್ 1.5 hour ಸೆಷನ್, 1 hour ಇರಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಲಾಬ್ರೇಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೆ ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ರೈಡೆ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೇ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಡು ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಹಂಗೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 1.5 hour ಇಡೀ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಯಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದು. ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಚೇತನ? ಇಡೀ 1.5 hour ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಡಿಡ್ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಡಿ, ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ ಹಿಂಗೋದು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಡಿ. ಅದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸಮ್ವೇರ್ ಒಂದು 5 marks ಬಂದ್ರು ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದ ಜಾಬ್ ಡನ್. ಸೊ 200 pages ಬುಕ್ ಇದ್ದು ಓದೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಎನಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಇಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು, ಫ್ಲೋ ಬರಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 2 days ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ 1 hour ಬರೀಬೇಕು, 6 hours ಮಲ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, 7 hours to 8 hours ಫುಲ್ ಮಲ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಂಫರ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಹೆಂಗೇ ಇರಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳಿ, ಅನ್ಮಿಟ್ ಬೇಡ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to
I'm
enjoy
going to enjoy the
enjoy
exams.
Enjoy the exam.
ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಿಮ್ದು, ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಏನು
exam.
Exam.
ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಹೆಂಗಾದಿರ್ಲಿ, ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೈಟ್, ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಅಂಡ್ ವೈಟ್ ಹೆಂಗಾದಿರ್ಲಿ, ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಗಿವ್ ಎ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಶಾಟ್, ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬರ್ರಿ. ನನಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಯಾರು ಕೆಲವರು ಪಾಪ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇದ್ರು ಮಿಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ 100 is my target to write 90+ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರೆದಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಇವನ್ 80+ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ. 80ಗಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ. ಅದು ಹೆಂಗೆ 2:10 to, so let's say first question 3 o'clock ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಕೇಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ 15-20 minutes ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಹೆಂಗೋ ಒಂದು. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅರ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಗೋ ಟು MCQ. 3:30 to 4 o'clock ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೋದು, ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. 4:15 ದೆನ್ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಸೊ 100 is ಐಡಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್, ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಟಾಪ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್, ಅಯ್ಯೋ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಹೋಯ್ತದೆ, ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. 90% 90 ಬಂದ್ರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಎವರೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೀ 80+ ಟು ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸಾಕು. ಬಟ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಏನು 100 ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದ್ರು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸಮಯ 93 ವರೆಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿದನು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಹಂಗಂತ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ. ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ. ಓಕೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಂ, ರೈಟ್. ಅದೇನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ಕೆಟ್ಟೋಯ್ತಾ? ಅದು ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಭಾವನ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಏನೋ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಇದಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವಳು ಹೋಗಿದ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಶಿ ವೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಟಿಚಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ ಸೆಡ್ 15,000 rupees. ನನಗೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಸ್ಟಿಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಕು, ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಏನು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವೇನೆ, ಆ ಥರ. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಇಸ್ನ್ ಇಟ್? ಯಾ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದೊಂದು. ಮತ್ತೆ 2 times ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 20 minutes ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ. ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು 5 to 6 ನಿಮಿಷ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಪೇನ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಅದರ ವಿಡಿಯೋ.
And the quality of faculties which we can
ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಕ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಿದೆ.
provide at your home through our online live interactive classes with fun, entertainment, relaxation, everything. I don't think anybody else can give in any stream. And thank you so much for all the students who have referred our institution and joined our institution and made our silver jubilee, the 25th year of CAPS, a true memorable year in our life. Thank you so much. And any of our friends, especially who are in PU, BCom, who really want to take up the beautiful course called CA, please take up, because it's an amazing course to make your career. And last date for registration for second PU pass out friends is 1st May with the
ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆಯೋರು. ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ. ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್, ನಾಳೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂಟರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆಯೋರು, ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್.
CA Institute, you can register at the earliest and you can take up this course. No doubt you can register later also, and our CAPS registrations are still on. So anybody still want to join, maybe another couple of days or the 1 week max you can join and you can make your journey. Thank you so much. Keep rocking, keep enjoying. God bless you.
Take it. ಶರಣ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸುತ್ತಾಡಕ್ಕೆ? ಚರಂಡಿ ಭಾವನ
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. So this one thing which all of you can do.
Did you know that if you stay in this position?
ಶಶಾಂಕಾಸನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಡೈಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 8 hours ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಹಂಗಂತ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಮಲಗದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟಯರ್ಡ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಹಾಲ್ ಮಿಡ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬೇಕಾರೆ ರಿಷಿಕಾ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ದು ಸುಸ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಶಶಾಂಕಾಸನ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಟ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡ ನ್ಯೂಜಿಲೆಟ್ರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರೇನು ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಸರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬೇಡಕ್ಕೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾನೆ? ಸೊ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್.
For 4 minutes,
I said ವೆಂಕಟ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್, ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆನಾ?
equivalent to 8 hours of sleep. Incredible 8 hours. So say
4 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes ಮಾಡಿ. ಅನ್ವಿತ್ ಅವಳನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
Save this video and practice it. You can reduce anxiety, headaches, back pain, and fatigue. Imagine this in your daily life. How much it will improve. Now, are you coughing a lot?
Some people are unfortunately having cough. That's simple technique.
Does your chest hurt because you can't stop coughing? Press this point for 3 minutes and be amazed by the result. After doing this for 3 minutes, you'll notice an improvement. Tell me, did you already know this trick? And look at this.
ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ. ಶಶಾಸನವನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? That's it. ಇನ್ನೇನಿದೆ? ಜೋಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಜೋಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ವೇನ್ರೋ? ಇನ್ನೇನಿದೆ ಜೋಕ್ಸ್? Today is an auspicious Akshaya Tritiya ಇರಬೇಕು. So anything you pray, it will double, multiply, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ. ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ. ಬೇರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ. ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ.
इधर
क्या हो गया?
देख इस कमरे में कोई है।
कोई नहीं है मम्मी।
ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ, they will be honored.
ध्यान से देख इस कमरे में कोई है।
कोई भी तो नहीं है इस कमरे में।
वो देख पर्दे भी हिल रहे हैं, देख कोई है।
इस कमरे में तो कोई भी नहीं है। आपको क्या दिख रहा है मम्मी? मम्मी क्या दिख रहा है मम्मी? मम्मी मम्मी
जब तेरे रूम में कोई नहीं है तो ये लाइट पंखे क्यों ऑन है? फिर क्या आ रही ना बिजली?
ನಿಜ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಭಂಡಾರಿ? ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಫೀಲ್. ನಾನು ದಿನ ಊಹಿಸ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮನೇಲಂತೂ ನನಗೆ ಇದೇ ಕೆಲಸ. ದಿನಕ್ಕೊಂದು 5 ಸಲ ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಬಾತ್ರೂಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ದೇವ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓ ವಾವ್, ರಿಯಲಿ ಆಸಮ್. ವೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ಬ್ರೋ? ಚೈತ್ರ ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡೆ. Hi. Okay, so you are the one who have made our lesson. Start. 1, 2, 3, start. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Dear Chaitra.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy birthday, bro. So you are the one girl actually was joined, and there is a improvement like this by God's grace, and I want you to grow like that only. 6 months back when you joined, I think totally unknown, so much tension. Then following everything what we told, including yoga, pranayama, and becoming more than what is actually expected, is just awesome. From the hardcore capsule, you would have seen that lightning, etc. That song also shares only done it. Brilliant, one of my favorite videos, sir. So you're doing exceptionally well. Happy birthday to you. God bless you. I wish and pray that all your dreams come true. It is Akshaya Tritiya day you are born. So that means everything what you wish will definitely multiply. God bless you. Keep rocking. Keep enjoying. Happy birthday, Baba.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
God bless you. Kushat. Very nice. Very happy that
Thank you, sir.
I am happy that actually I will be able to wish you on your birthday. Okay, na? Very nice. Thank you. Yes. So keep rocking, all of you. Next 2 days ಒಂದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬನ್ನಿ. ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಕೀಪ್ ರಾಕಿಂಗ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೇ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ 8 o'clock ಲಾ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. R2R ಸೆಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ 8 o'clock. ಲಾ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 1 hour only. ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ 2 days ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ 1.5 hour ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೋಡ GST ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ರೀಸನಬ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ 1 hour ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 8 to 8, 9:30 ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್. ಗಾಡ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು ಆಲ್. ಕೀಪ್ ರಾಕಿಂಗ್, ಕೀಪ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್. ಮಸ್ತ್ ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡಿ. I pray and wish that each one of you pass with the high marks. God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Yes, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.